We have been missing for a little while.
So much has happened. Life choices, everything has kind of like blown up in our faces.
Yeah,
And
but
then
it
you
just
don't
shocked
remember
me.
my birthday.
You know, I do remember the birthday now.
Do you think it's acceptable when you go to a shop to consume food as you're going around the shop and pay for the wrapper as you finish?
Yes, I think that's fine. I walk in and think, this is a buffet. Hello and welcome back to the Dare to Venture podcast with your hosts, me, Chris.
And me, Tamira.
We have been missing for a little while. Yes, we filmed like 3 episodes of season 2 3 months ago now, and we were promising like 6 to 8 episodes, but we went missing, and we're kind of going to fill you in and update you all as to where we are currently right now, and what we've been doing. So we're going to carry on with season 2. So this is episode 4 of season 2. We hope you enjoy the show and we hope you're doing all good.
Currently at the moment, amazingly, we've been through the UK and America and we're back in Malaysia and I seem to have a cold.
Yes.
And it feels very odd because we're not used to having colds. Like, I think like when we used to live in the UK, like the children had colds literally every week and then we would have the colds.
Yeah,
and
we've kind of forgot what it's like to have a cold and a sniffle.
Yeah.
Or a sore throat.
But I feel
It's
like
weird.
I am feeling like I am close to death.
Yeah.
Like my voice will get deeper and deeper as we're talking, and I've got a weird cough that comes every now and then, but I'm not as bad. Like there's moments in the UK where I was like my nose was streaming, it was like razors down my throat and a stonking headache, and you're still going to work.
Yeah, you're still fighting for
Yeah.
it. You've got no choice.
Yeah.
You've got to just get on with it.
Yeah, but it's a cold. You're
I
not
know.
ill if it's a cold, but if you've got a temperature and what, you know, it's all this crazy stuff.
That's something I do not miss.
No, I know.
And it's weird having been in a tropical climate for the majority of the time over the past 3 years now. I haven't really had a cold.
The last time that we
sniffle.
had sniffles was in China.
Yeah.
And we think it might have been to do with pollution.
Yeah, potentially.
Because it was in my sinuses.
It wasn't a British cold.
No, it was like sinuses kind of. But it's weird because I currently feel like I've got a very British cold.
Yes, it is strange.
And I'm struggling a little bit with it. But it's quite odd because the Tamira a few years ago would have been absolutely fine.
Oh, you'd have been soldering on.
I would have like maybe like a tampon stuck in my nose to stop all the
Like,
snot coming out.
You've got Lemsips,
Yeah.
Strepsils, packs of tissues.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it is just normal. We don't miss that. But we were filming the content as usual, and we really want to bring one episode out a week of this podcast. We want it to be a continuous, regular thing. We absolutely love doing it, and we were on a roll. We did the 3 episodes, and then we went back to the UK for like 10 days before starting a mega trip of the USA, and that's kind of what stalled the episodes before we left, because all of the planning, all of the getting ready to leave, because we've been gone for like 2.5 months, that just took over. So that's where we've been, and I think we're kind of back to normal. We've been back 3 weeks. Are you feeling like you've apart from your British cold?
Don't make me talk about my cold and get the little violin out again. No, I'm feeling I think that I'm feeling all right. I think we feel like we're kind of. Actually, no, I don't think that we're feeling all right. I think we've been blown out of the water of the last tour.
Yeah.
I think like so much has happened. Life choices, everything has kind of like blown up in our faces.
Yeah.
And I just think that we were a little bit like, I think that we're, for the first time since traveling, we're a bit unsure about what we're doing. And that's me being really honest. I don't know how you feel, but that is genuinely how I feel.
Yeah, I think we're both on the same page.
Yeah.
I think that for the first time since we left the UK, which is now 3 years ago. So 3 whole years we've been doing this.
The anniversary just went and all of the memories are coming up on my phone.
Yeah, of that first little bit and stuff. And I think for the first time since leaving, we don't know where we're going to go next.
No.
What we're going to do next.
No.
We've just finished off this mega tour of America, which
I think it's going to take a while for us to digest, because it's just like, I don't know. It was very different from us doing like talking about big tours and kind of how our traveling has turned into.
Yeah.
We like doing China was a different story. Doing India was a different story, and yet again, doing America has been a different story for us.
Yeah.
And it's made us think a lot about what we're doing, how far we've come, where we want to go to, different options that are there for us, and I think at the moment we're in this like transition phase, and that's where I am. That's my thoughts and feelings. Like, I think you're a bit more knowing what you're doing. You seem to be a bit more chilled out about it. I feel like I'm intense.
No, I feel I'm glad to be back in the swing of things here in our home base. Routine. Because we
put on a load of weight.
Yeah. Certainly we're going to the USA. It's like I doubled in size. By the end, I had like a triple chin, which I've never had before in my life. Right. So thank you for that, America.
When you're talking about there is a certain image. We were filming, the girls wanted to do a fast food challenge. Oh, sorry, that was the cold that came out there. A fast food challenge. And I remember a clear moment, Chris, where you were like cheering that the spinning wheel was going to turn on to the most expensive thing on the spinner, right? And you'd already had a full meal at Raising Cane's.
I know.
And he was...
remind me of that. This is a personal low point.
And I can see the imagery of that video where you were so happy and you had a triple with cheese smash burger from Sonic. So just pull yourself back to that moment when you talk about putting on weight.
I've pulled myself
You
right
were cheering, you were celebrating.
It's a low point. I almost feel like I've had to kind of go to rehab to get over this stuff because I don't know what possessed me. I got caught in the fast food insanity.
You got really excited about it.
It was
I don't
insane.
know what it was. So you just wanted more and more, and then like afterwards, all you would do was whine about it. Yeah. And I think the fast food had that over there. I'm going off on a tangent right now, but the fast food in America, I felt personally like you wanted it, then you had it, and you literally felt sick afterwards.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to eat fast food for a couple of days afterwards.
You would be crazy for it.
Yeah.
And then you won't want to eat it for a few days.
Yeah.
It was pretty insane. I think that, like, for me, I'm glad to be back in the swing of exercise, eating our regular diet.
Do you miss Reese's Pieces?
Routine. I don't. It's weird.
The Reese's cookies.
No. I literally
honestly, come on, honestly. But put your hand on your heart and tell me that you don't miss those cookies. That you ate a family pack a day.
No, I did not eat a family pack a day.
In the hotel,
I had
you ate it
95% of a pack per day. But no, I honestly think I ate and gouged on that much that I just don't miss any of it. And it's mental because before I went, when I first got there and saw all the foods, all the marketing, how they make everything look and all the variations, I wanted to eat it all. I wanted to try it all. Like there was, how many times did I go in Walmart and just get lost?
No, you would go in Walmart and I was there thinking about what we needed in the RV for overnight at the campsite.
Yeah.
And where would you go? Where did you even go?
I'd go missing.
And I'd have the 3 children and you'd just be...
I'd be walking down aisles.
Why don't you even know where you went?
I don't know where I went. I lost my mind. In several Walmarts, I would be down aisles looking at the same product with 20 different flavors and variations to it. And then I'd be on another aisle of another product. And it just blew my mind. And I don't know what happened to me. It was mental in there. Insane. All I can say is that this was like April and May. Like, I cannot imagine what the US is like at Christmas time.
Oh, yeah. No, we saw Easter, didn't we?
We saw Easter, which was mental.
Oh, yeah. Right. The one thing about Easter, wasn't it so strange that they did not have one big Easter egg?
Yeah, they didn't have eggs. Because I was surprised with this. It wasn't about Easter eggs.
No, it was like the Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
So tell me the egg that I like from the UK. What egg do I go?
The Lindt egg.
Yes, the Lindt egg.
Which is really good. But I expected...
You're saying that because how many times have you eaten my egg at the end of it?
I always
finish off the eggs,
your chocolate, no matter what it is, because you never eat it. And it's just there.
No. Because I like saving it. I can't eat too much of it. I take a little bit at a time. If I take too long... and don't hide it, you would have eaten
It's
it.
just like, you know,
And the girls know that about you as well.
you buy chocolate to eat, but you will have one piece.
Yeah.
And it'll just be there.
Because I enjoy that one piece.
It'll be there. And I'm going to go eat it.
That
Anyway,
back on it, that Americans don't like their Easter egg isn't like one big Easter egg. It's like all those little, where you go.
I
Easter egg
expected
hunts.
to go into Walmart, Target, and see masses of Easter eggs.
In the
But-
UK,
And
obviously,
like in the UK, going to Asda, Tesco, wherever, it's just walls of Easter eggs, literally from Boxing Day in the UK. They start creeping in. But I expected it to be insane, but it wasn't like that. They would go insane in another way to be normal products, loads of different products that are brought out with Easter variations. So there'll be like Easter bunny shaped cookies and stuff like this, and it is all mad for Easter merchandise, but it wasn't the traditional chocolate egg.
Yeah, we were quite shocked by that. I think quite shocked.
That was like, as you can see, like a lot of America, it was all based around food, going to the supermarkets, all the craziness, and I just ended up getting lost in there, and I ate way too much. So personally for me, I'm feeling way better to have got that out of my system, and I'm just happy to be kind of detoxing in a way, in a normal way. I'm not going crazy. I'm not on some sort of juice cleanse or anything like that, but I'm just normal, working out, eating our usual food, and yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
That was a big tangent for you to just say that you're feeling better and fitter. But also on that as well, can we have an update on the knee? Because we had like the knee
Yes.
series.
I like before we left.
Yes.
I was in knee drama.
Yeah, the knee drama. So update us all on the knee drama, please.
For those of you that are listening, that are regular listeners, and you were really concerned about the health of my knee, thank you all for your concern. It is actually about 90% better.
So it wasn't just down to his age.
No, I'm on the mend, pretty much fully done. And I can now run again. So I've done several 5Ks since. That was like the measure of could I run again. So that's back in action.
Okay, what other injury have you got?
Yeah.
And can you please tell everyone about that, please?
So again, this is not age related, which again I'm proud of. But you could say, I don't know.
Go on, tell me the story.
Basically, Olivia got a skateboard for her birthday on the 4th of March. And I sort of rolled back the years a little bit and taught her how to skateboard. I did the whole dad and daughter thing. I was really cool. I was going down some little ramps, everything like that. Got a little bit carried away. Tamira actually egged me on. You were like...
Yeah, but when you did that,
cheering me on.
that bit, I was over with Bella.
You were like cheering me on.
Yeah, because you were doing a good
a
bit.
full circuit. And I was like, I'm doing good.
Yeah,
I'm
but I
winning
turned away
points
and I
here.
went off of Bella with the scooter. And I
Yeah.
turned back around, he's on the floor.
So I got carried away, basically, went up a steep ramp, came back down, and I wasn't meant to come back down, and the board flipped out, and then I landed on my arm and kind of bent my elbow the other way.
Yeah.
So now my elbow won't fully extend.
That was the day before we flew.
Yes.
Just so everyone knows that.
Absolute nightmare. And that was like 2.5 months ago. Again, it's on the mend, you know.
I think we should just keep this as a feature, like every podcast. What's
injuries.
wrong with Chris's injuries? Is it age related?
My aim is to be fully fit and feeling good by Christmas. That's the aim.
Ooh.
6 months, can I have got rid of this arm problem that I seem to have got and fully fix my legs, which I think they're pretty much there.
Yeah, I think so much.
All is good on my health. Weight is coming off, feeling good. Health-wise, you're feeling good apart from your stinking, weird British cold.
You don't feel sorry for me at all.
No,
Is
I
that
do.
okay?
I feel sorry for you.
Okay, so also upon that as well, we have been out of Malaysia for a little bit, and I'm personally going to say I can't tell if I'm premenopausal. I think I'm far too young for that, but I'm not dealing with this heat that well. Like before we left Malaysia, I didn't struggle with being too hot. Like I would have the aircon off, would just have some fans. Sometimes I think I even sat on the balcony and I was reading a book and being like, oh, it's a bit chilly, the sun's not out. I am struggling.
I don't know what it is.
Are you struggling too?
Yeah. Right. How many times since coming back have we had the fan on full blast and the aircon, and you've seen me with a random sweaty top lip.
Right, it wasn't. Right, so yesterday you were wearing your vest top, and I walked out, and you had a fan on your face with the aircon and the other fan, and you were sweating.
I don't know what it is.
It was dripping down your face. Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
I know.
I don't know whether Malaysia's hotter at the moment, or obviously we went back to the UK for like 10 days. Then we went to America, which New York was freezing.
Yeah.
We travelled down into the south, which was warm and hotter.
But a different kind of heat.
It wasn't Malaysia hot or humid. It was...
Texas was very hot if the sun was out, but it was like this real dry heat. But we were mainly in aircon.
Yeah. It wasn't Malaysia hot. It wasn't Malaysia humid. I think we're just acclimatizing back to it. Like, I have been struggling with the heat as well.
Yeah, the girls have been fine though.
Yeah, the girls have been all right.
Yeah, I don't like. They're okay.
So we're acclimatizing.
We are acclimatizing, and we're getting used to the heat again.
So if you haven't gathered, America was pretty crazy, eye-opening, but we're going to be going into that in the next episode. We're going to go through all things America, what we actually think about it now. Now we've gone through all our experiences, and we really did see a lot. I think we did 8 different states.
I think it was 7 because
7.
we were meant to do 8, including Vegas.
Yeah.
But Spirit Airlines
went bust. Which caused a right problem. That was a real spanner in the works.
Don't talk about it now.
Okay.
Let's save that for next week's episode.
Stay tuned for the next episode for all things USA. Today we wanted to catch you up on everything, kind of like get the ball rolling again on the podcast. Apologies if we're coming across rusty. We're just getting back in the flow of it. And we kind of just wanted to bring everyone up to date. And prior to America, we actually went back to the UK for 10 whole days, the longest we'd been back in the past 3 years. So we did go back last year for 7 days or 6 days, but this time it was a little bit longer and it was a bit different than last time.
It was a bit different, and also we kind of went with our eyes a little bit open of, like, do we want to go back to the UK and use it as our base? So we were kind of trying to evaluate in 10 days, which still was a really short amount of time, of like getting a snippet of a country. We were trying to work out if we wanted to live there again and kind of like what our thoughts of being there are. So it was really different because the last time we went back, we kind of went back as if we were on holiday in the UK. We stayed in an Airbnb.
Went to London.
We went to London. We went to see St. Paul's Cathedral, and we kind of did a touristy thing in the UK, whereas this time we actually stayed with my family.
Yeah.
And we spent a lot of family time in that. It was like a mini Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
We ate
it was
a lot.
Actually, it was really, really nice. We stayed with Tamira's parents at their house, and we had almost 2 weeks with them, and all the outer family sort of came.
Aunties and uncles came. We had like a big Christmas basically. I hadn't seen the outer family since we left. So it was really, really lovely.
It was so refreshing and nice, and everyone coming together, and it was, I don't know what we expected really. We didn't really know, because last time we didn't stay there. We like did the touristy thing. We had an Airbnb. This time it felt really family, and like you say, a mini Christmas, if you like.
I know, and I don't really know my thoughts on the UK. I think you're on the same path line of me with the UK and how you felt this time going back. I feel like we have a bit of a warmer feeling towards the UK, whereas last time I think we were just like, oh yeah, well, we've got still so much that we're wanting to do on this side of the world. Whereas this time we were thinking more livability. We really enjoyed the hire car, which was... What did we have again?
We had a Ford Cougar hybrid.
We did not know how to work the hybrid.
First hybrid I've ever driven, and I don't know, it was really good. It seemed to be, I was like, this car's not using literally any fuel. I'm pounding it up from Heathrow up the M1, and I realised that it was running off the battery part of the hybrid. So, and then I had no idea how to charge it or whatever. My father-in-law, Tamira's dad, kind of wanted me to plug it into his house and charge it from the mains.
House. It was just a very...
It was odd. I didn't take that option. But then you can just obviously fill it up with regular fuel. I think it was unleaded. So it was a really nice car. That was really, really good. It was positive.
And I like the way, we went back and we really wanted to try the things that we've been missing about the UK. We tried a Greggs.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the Greggs?
The Greggs was just like the Greggs I remember. I think it's kind of make or break if it's hot or not.
Yeah,
So
if it's not hot,
if it's
it's
not hot,
just
it's
game over.
trash.
Yeah.
If it's not hot, it literally tastes
So
like.
what happened to our one?
I think it wasn't that hot.
It wasn't
was
that hot.
It was substandard.
Yeah.
So, I kind of wanted the sausage, bean, and cheese pasty that
It wasn't
we'd
very
been
melty.
craving, but it wasn't that good.
It wasn't that melty,
So
was it?
Greg's was a bit poor.
And
bit
how
of a
much did it
stinker.
cost? Because I was shocked.
No, you were like pretty impressed with the price.
I was shocked that we fed the whole family.
Yeah, I think it was like £12.
Yeah, we fed the whole family and we had an extra bacon, whatever. And I thought that's pretty good for a lunch, a whole family of 5. But then I really thought about it and I was like, Greg's, me personally as an individual, I would have a bake, a sausage roll and like a cookie or a donut and have extra to spare for under £5. And that wasn't the case. We only had one bake each. And
Yeah,
we only
had. It wasn't like properly feeding the family.
No.
It was like one bake each. I think we got the girls had a sausage roll each, but it wasn't like amazing. So that was the first actual thing we did. We went straight into Greg's.
We went straight into Greg's, and then we had an Aldi experience because you just can't go back to the
Yes.
UK without an Aldi experience. We were pleasantly surprised with the prices.
Yeah, I think since being away, we've kind of and the way and like leaving and the cost of living crisis and all this stuff, and since being away and shopping in the supermarket, certainly in Asia, like we won't go into America in this episode, that's the next one, so you've got to stay tuned for that, but certainly in Asia, you kind of walking around going, oh wow, this is really reasonable prices, this is cheap, we can get all these sort of goods in, and we're spending a low amount on our weekly shop, but actually going back into Aldi, the prices were great. We were really quite pleasantly surprised. And the produce was also great.
Well, I'd agree with that. So I think when we first left and we were travelling, we were really trying really local foods.
Yeah.
And we were really going for it. But now we've got like back into like living baseline and we're over 3 years worth of travelling. I feel like when I do the shop, we're not eating out as much. Which is very reasonably priced, but I'm literally buying some stuff that is quite imported because we crave it, because that's what we've been brought up with and we miss it. So actually the cost is like hand in hand now, because we fancy a bit more pasta and the sauces.
Kind of go to a default of what you like and what your family likes.
Yeah, like sausages and like all the different meals that we do throughout the week now whilst we're at our base in Malaysia is quite standard of what we would have in the UK, and I think the price was like from like.
Yeah, I think it's kind of matching.
I think the only thing is meat, but over in Southeast Asia, meat is quite expensive anyway.
Yeah.
So
I think that the produce in Aldi was really good.
Yeah.
The quality.
Except for the beef.
The beef was
like
weird.
in a doggy food bag.
Yeah, the beef
Confused.
was expensive.
And £7.50.
Yeah, it was expensive as the beef, and it was in like a vacuum pack. Obviously, it's part of the whole, net zero thing that we won't go into. But
no, we will go into. I want to go into the net zero thing, because it does really frustrate me. This does.
Yeah.
It really does, and it's throwing it back to a few places. In Starbucks, in the UK, you get a straw. And we all laugh about it, that you can't finish your drink, it's all mushed up and it's yucky, and you're paying like, what, £6, £5 for that coffee. It's all mushy, not nice, you can hardly finish your drink. That's Starbucks. That is a worldwide, global company. We've seen it in basically every country we've been to. India, Vietnam, every single country.
Did you have a Starbucks when we went back?
Yes, for my birthday. Okay, so for my birthday, we had a Starbucks.
We had it, and
don't get me off my rant.
It got worse.
No, don't get me off my rant. My rant is, so this global company is giving you those mushy straws, but there I am in Bali, in Indonesia, receiving a Starbucks for about under £2 being delivered to me, and it has a plastic bag. Within that plastic bag is a thermal bag that's tied up, and then the cup is plastic with a plastic straw.
Yeah.
And a spoon for good measure, a plastic spoon for good measure.
It's true.
And a plastic plug thing to plug the top bit as well. There is no expense spared on giving me
And
plastic packaging.
Yeah.
So why? But this company, it frustrates me because they're taking advantage of the country's rules, and they'll be like using it as, oh, we're green in the UK, we're green.
Yeah.
Well, you're not in these other countries.
It's exactly the same in China. The Starbucks in China, literally everything's plastic.
Double plastic.
In the US, all the straws are plastic.
Yes.
But the UK, when I went to Starbucks when we were just there, like
You didn't
everything.
even remember that we went back to Starbucks.
No, I did. I remember going with my friend, and the.
Not my birthday breakfast.
I don't know why I forgot about that.
Why don't you? You remember meeting up with your friend, going for a 5K run,
Yes.
and having
Mitch.
Starbucks.
I remember going with Mitch,
And then
but
you
it just
don't
shocked
remember
me.
my birthday.
You know, I do remember the birthday now. It just shocked. It's all merged into one. Starbucks has merged into one, and it shocked me.
But mainly with Mitch.
That the cups and the lids, and it's just all mush. I think that
You've got a time cap of 10 minutes to have it.
containers are worse than they were before we left, and they were terrible before we left. And now you've got to like do your own recycling. And you recycle it in this weird recycling pot. And it's just insane. And there's people in there in suits working big jobs, going in for like meetings or in between breaks. And they're having to like drink these mushy cups with mushy straws and do their own recycling. It's just insanity. But when you go to like China or even like you say Indonesia, Thailand, wherever, it's literally like bags upon bags, plastic lids, plastic things. And
it just shows what these big corporate companies are doing globally.
Yeah,
and
Starbucks
it frustrates me.
isn't doing that on a global scale.
Just going to mention other companies like McDonald's also.
McDonald's is exactly the same.
I don't want to be just like hammering at Starbucks.
No,
it was
no.
just one that mainly came to me because I remember clearly.
The majority of them aren't doing it.
Yeah.
Honestly, out of everywhere we've been, the UK just seems to get it the worst. All of the weird straws and the lids and like the lid that you've got to pull off on the bottle that literally sticks to your nose when you try to drink.
That was ridiculous.
Obviously we haven't really been into Europe since leaving. We did go to Spain last year, and I can't remember if the bottles were the same in Spain as they are in the UK, but I pretty much think obviously the whole of Europe is probably the same.
Let's try not to get political.
Yeah,
here.
it's been hard. I said I didn't want to speak about it, but
I wanted to just...
You wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, but you're now talking Europe and then the lids, and I can... Oh, sorry, that was my cold coming out there of the voice. Sorry if that hurt anyone's eardrums whilst listening.
I think your point was that it was more of a frustration with the big companies.
The corporate companies are basically taking the mick out of these countries that have different laws. Yeah. And if it is actually something that they can make a difference with, not our... So to put it in perspective, I don't want to talk about America too much, but the UK is smaller than the state Texas. Yeah. So if you actually put it into that respect of the world, that if everyone else isn't doing it, but the UK and Europe, might be doing it too. I just think that these companies have something to answer to that if they're saying that they're green in the UK, then and they've got the knowledge that they can make stuff like that and make everyone suffer with having a soggy straw, then they should be doing that if it's going to make a difference to the environment. If they're not, then stop the UK from suffering.
I know.
That should be put on a T-shirt.
Stop the soggy straws.
Yeah.
Because it just ruins
everything. Or make sure that everyone has a soggy straw.
Yeah. So that is one observation.
And one other massive observation. It's not a moan.
Yeah.
It is a moan.
Go on.
Sorry, it's something in us. We're British and we're talking about the UK and moaning just comes out. And I'm just going to say it very, very clearly. We went back in March and the potholes were absolute disgrace.
The potholes.
They were horrific.
I didn't realise there was a epidemic of potholes.
Well, there normally is every year. Like when we...
Yeah, but I remember like the odd pothole or the
that everyone... You would all know about it.
You don't know about it. Or the one road where it's like, the potholes are bad down there. The council need to sort it out.
You're throwing it back to school run conversations.
Yeah. Literally... Every road in the UK when we were back, literally just in March, we got there on the 10th of March, it was full of potholes.
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
It was the worst I've ever seen it.
I think what happens as well when you're driving, when we were driving the hire car and it says £2,000 if we get a chip and you're like, there's a pothole there. Oh my goodness, please go around that. And you're like, that car's gone into a pothole. I hope there isn't something that's going to fly
off. Like a little grain of whatever,
Pothole.
a stone
Yeah.
pops into the
Yeah.
windscreen and a little crack.
So
and
we were
then-
highly sensitive on
Well, I
that.
was very sensitive because anything, the car hire company were like, it's £2,000 excess. I did have insurance, but it's one of those pains where you've got to pay it out and then wait to get your money back. So I was literally like really on it with the potholes, and I thought they were insane.
Yeah.
The worst I've ever seen. But again, it's just another thing. It's really hard not to get political because why in the UK are we driving around our really expensive, nice cars, bashing through potholes, drinking our drinks out of soggy containers, and just living this subpar life when we just don't deserve it? It's just insane. It honestly is. I don't know whether they've done a big pothole sort of fix up. You'll have to let us know in the comments.
No, I think what happens is the sun comes out in the UK and everyone forgets about it because it's get the barbecue out, get the picky salads out.
Maybe like because the sun's out, people stop
I think
concentrating
the sun's
on
gone
the pain.
back in now.
Yeah.
I think the mood in the UK is just depicted on
Let
that.
us know in the comments, have the potholes been fixed or did it continue? Because I know it was a national problem. I know it was a national problem.
I actually saw there is a national problem. I actually saw like little videos on I think there was this guy going around and he was filling the potholes with compost and putting flowers in them.
Oh.
That's quite good. It was like the whole theme of being back in the UK.
Yeah.
And I think this is one thing that I definitely noticed. I didn't realise how cut off we were on social media from the UK's algorithm of seeing the UK content.
Yes, the British content.
Yeah.
And you
I
think we
enjoyed
have
it.
we use VPNs, we use our British SIM cards and all that, and we do follow all the British content creators, so we do get to keep in touch in that way and stay on top of it in that way. But you don't realise that when you are out of the country, you do miss the algorithm, and you don't get the general stuff.
Like
So
the
it
new
was
people
different.
coming up and the amount of people that are putting out something that's happening in the UK.
It was different. I
And
noticed that straight away.
And I also felt like it was we did have a really warm welcome going back to the UK, and there was a warmness about it, and it was really nice not to stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
It was in a way.
I think that after we've been gone for 3 years, and I think that at the end of the day, your home is your home.
Yeah.
And your people are your people, and you turn up back in the UK and you hear the accent and you're there and they welcome you in, and
Not your accent. We did go up to Leeds.
We did go up to Leeds,
yes.
yeah, of course.
Why do I feel like it was years ago we went up to Leeds?
Went up to Leeds on a Leeds United stadium tour.
Oh, that was really nice to show the girls it.
Which was really nice because over here in Malaysia we get to watch the Leeds matches when they're on at a decent time, and the girls all sit down and watch.
Yeah.
And we were
It's normally
when we go,
because it's around their bedtime and they're trying to squeeze out
Extra time.
They think if Daddy thinks that I'm watching football, they get to stay up a little bit later.
Maybe that's the tactic.
I think
but
it might possibly be.
I've gone full on. They've all got the Leeds kits.
Yes.
All great. And then we were saying when we go to UK, do you want to go and see the stadium and stuff? So we took a little trip up there, and that was really great. And I just think there was a warm feeling about it.
Yeah.
And it was really nice.
It was really, really nice. I think something that I really personally, straight away, my hair reacted in a positive way.
Yeah.
No humidity. My hair must just be used to UK water, and it felt really nice not having to always depend on dry shampoo. And I could wake up and my hair was okay, and it felt healthier.
I remember you being pretty happy with it.
I was pretty chuffed with my hair.
Yeah.
I was pretty chuffed with my hair going back. So that's another plus. And I do think that you miss the football being on at a reasonable time.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
weekends, your Sundays.
I think it's more so definitely the football, but it goes alongside the algorithm thing and keeping up to date with the latest in the UK.
Yeah.
And I think that when obviously living back home, I kind of miss I don't know, it kind of, not the news, but what am I trying to say?
The vibe of
I can, you kind of there's a current fad in the UK or the latest stuff, but you miss it when you've got an 8-hour difference. And the football, the sport.
I'm Celebrity Get Me Out of Here. Strictly Come Dancing.
All that. That's it. That's what I didn't know what I was trying to say, but what everyone's
Yeah.
talking about in the UK, like you miss that, and
Yeah.
going back, you're straight back in it.
Yeah. And it's like, it feels like a warm hug of like, oh, I didn't realise I was missing this,
Yeah.
but I was missing it.
Yeah.
And I also like being able to talk about stuff that's relative to, you know, that normality, not the new travelling life that we've
Yeah.
created for ourselves. Because don't get me wrong, whilst we're travelling, we meet loads of families doing
Yeah.
the same thing
Yeah.
from all different walks of life.
Yeah.
And we have a common ground with them because we're doing the same thing as them. But it was quite nice to go back and have some normality talking.
Of our normality, of what we're used to.
Yeah, and I think we just missed that.
Yeah.
I think
It
we
was,
missed it.
it was, all in all, it was a very positive
Yes.
10 days.
Yeah.
From a family perspective.
Yes.
And we just kind of enjoyed it. I think what we've kind of come to conclusion, like I certainly have, is if you can kind of like remain out of the system in a way that gets you bogged down with all the stresses, if you can somehow find a way to not be under the cosh in that way, then the UK can be a really nice place to live.
I was really apprehensive about, we were going back and it was term time, so the children were in school, and I remember I said to you about being really nervous about people being judgmental that the children weren't in
having
school.
the girls out and about during the day.
And I just don't know if it was something that I didn't notice because we were there 10 days in quite a short amount of time. I think there was only once where someone kind of was like, why aren't they in school? Because Olivia obviously looked...
What happened is I think that all the mums are in tune with the school term dates and kids being off.
Oh, no, I remember,
right? And every mum knows that, oh, that school's off next week and this school's off this week. So they all kind of know. But we were back and no schools were off.
No.
There was no opportunity.
It was just pre-Easter,
But one mum and maybe the grandma with a buggy walked past us as we were going somewhere. And I just heard her say, are the kids off today? They must be off today. And it was just a general reaction of like, her intuition of the school holidays and school's been off. And it's just mums are in tune about that stuff in the UK.
Yeah.
But there was nothing negative happened.
No, there was no judgment of that. No one asked me in the shops going in because we were just in the daytime in Asda, Aldi, and no one did say anything. But it was something that I was looking out for. And it is something that has held me off when we've been talking about the possibility of returning back to the UK and using it as a base, where I've said keeping them out of school and keeping them with Kensington High, their online school and homeschooling, because I wouldn't want to put them back in the system. I would be nervous of people's opinions of that, but we didn't feel it in the 10 days, but I don't know if that is still a thing, because I feel like homeschooling has got a bit more I think there's a lot more accepted.
There's more of a community of homeschooling in the UK.
And it's more accepted now. I think there's a lot of social media that possibly like gives a positivity about it. But that's another ball game talking about that, because I know that there's more legislation coming in. But we, all in all, like you said, I think we did have a really positive experience of being there. But it was like a Christmas. We were under no illusion when we left that returning back to live is not going to be like that. No,
that's a false sense of security.
Yes. When we left the UK, were you sad that we left the UK?
I wasn't sad because of the whole, we were just about to take on America. So that's literally all that I could think about. All the preparation, where we were going, what we were doing. But I did leave with a nice feeling about it.
A warm
feeling. And I think it's definitely, for me, left that door massively open to going back.
I think I agree with you. Like, so the door that could have been just slammed shut of like, whoa, like I was worried about judgment. I was worried about just not fitting in anymore. I was worried about the cost just being completely outpriced. And I think all of that didn't slam the door shut. I think the door is open massively.
Think we went back and it was just for 10 days. And yes, it was a false sense of security with the whole feeling with the family and stuff like that, because that's not real life. But like, I think even in the episode that we filmed, the last one, episode 3, before we left, I think we were talking about, is it time for us to think about going back? We have said before that we're getting a lot of opportunities in the UK with our content, with social media, that we literally can't do, or we're getting opportunities, we're confirming the opportunities, but when they find out that we're not in the UK, that stops because of logistics, like sending us products and going to locations and things. So that has been happening. That's continued to happen since we filmed that last episode. So it's been like nearly 3 months now, and we've had to miss out on loads of opportunities that are UK based.
I think we kind of went back to the UK to see if we were trading off our quality of life for the money of these jobs. And I think the answer is we were pretty happy being back in the UK.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like the whole feeling of if we potentially could continue our social media content work, creating content, still being able to travel, but as having the UK as a base, I think that is something that we are thinking about currently. We're kind of like really weighing up.
This is like one conversation one night and next conversation. Like this is real time. This is still, this is undertones of everything right now. We are currently having discussions on the daily where it swings one way and swings the other way. So the visiting of the UK has literally left it open, and we are discussing daily about whether we're going back, when actually the question has probably more likely gone down to when we're thinking of going back.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate. And it's kind of like, do we go back and go for 3 months and see what happens and see, how we get on, all that kind of stuff, or do we fully go back and commit and go in 100% and go from there without a return date, without a leaving again date? We just go, we make the move back. We're weighing up all the pros and cons, and it is, I'd say now, it's more so a question of when we'll be going back rather than if. I think that's where we both are.
That's where we both are. I don't think it's any immediate thing. I think we can see that all pathways, especially with the girls getting older and maybe more independent and everything else, it will all lead back to us probably ending up back in the UK at some point.
Yeah.
We don't know how it's going to happen. We don't know when it's going to happen. It could be next year. It could be 3 years' time. It could be 5 years' time. But all roads kind of lead back to the point of we'll be returning to the UK at some point, because it's in our hearts. We're English, and we don't want to lose that for the girls, because now Bella is also going to be turning 6 this month, and that means when we left the UK she was 2, nearly turning 3. She has spent more of her life traveling than being in the UK, which is
crazy to
which
think.
is nuts.
It is.
And she only remembers, my voice again there, just to remind everyone I've got a cold. She doesn't really remember our house, but she does from photographs. And the main thing is about our dog Humphrey. She remembers Humphrey, but I think she remembers from the photographs that she's seen or videos that she's seen. I don't think they're actual real core memories there. I don't think. I don't know. I'm not a child psychologist, but that's... So I'd quite like her to have a bit of living in England and know where she's from, and to be proud of that as well, because she is British and we are proud to be British.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think as well with what we do, we have got that flexibility of going back, seeing how we get on, and then looking at other options, coming back over to Asia if we want to do that. There are options here.
I think this is really important. We always get tainted with the same brush of people that left the UK because we don't like the UK. We didn't. We actually left because we didn't get enough time together as a family.
Yeah, I definitely think that's the main reason why we left.
And the fact that we were vlogging and had a YouTube channel that we were doing alongside our mainstream jobs as well. It wasn't we hate the country and we hate everything.
No.
That we kind of...
I think certainly from my side, the UK before we left, it just got too much. It's constant work, the bills, the affordability of living, and just working full-time, non-stop, not seeing any of your family. It just grinded us to a halt. And yes, we were creating content before we left, and it's something we really wanted to do and push on with and try to make a career out of. And it was just very hard to do that, working full-time and keeping up with the demands of living in the UK. And coming away and living as we have for the past 3 years, we have managed to make social media our career. We've had like unforgettable memories and things created, experiences that you can't pay for. It's what we've managed to do through our social media work, and we've spent 3 incredible years together as a family doing this, and it's changed our lives forever. So when we do eventually end up back in the UK, I can't see it being in any capacity like it was previously. And that's the main thing. So I think it's
the main thing we definitely have to tell Olivia, because she's not that keen on the idea of going back. Well, she is keen on going back, but she doesn't want to go back on any circumstance of how we were living before. And I think that's something that we need to realise. And, you know, it's just I don't know. It seems like I'm talking like we're about to go back to the UK tomorrow. We are definitely not. We are looking at about the next place that we are going to. We're talking like we are. We're just saying the door is completely open for that. And we don't want to close off the opportunity to give more to the girls and their future too.
The fact what we're trying to say is that we went back and it didn't completely frighten us off. We were fine. We really enjoyed it, and we can see that there is an option there.
There's a pathway for us.
That's where we're currently at, up to date with our current talking. Like we're having talks all the time, how we feel, possibilities, opportunities, options. So that's where we are on the UK. It was a really nice trip back before then taking on the mammoth, again, once in a lifetime trip to the US, which we will go into in the next episode, because that is a big subject on its own.
That is correct. And I think we kind of want to round up this chat now, but I have got something that has been burning in my head. I kind of wanted to catch you off guard.
Okay.
And I spoke to you a little bit about this, that I want to play where the line is. So everything in our life, we always have conversations, and we always go, there's always a line where it's always like, oh, well, the choice is a bit over that line, and people go that line and that way and that way. I'm talking about laws, I'm talking about like countries, decisions, choices, faith, everything like that. There's a line there, right? So I want to finish off with this game of there's a line. And the options are and the opinions are, and I was going to use a different one today, but because you're there as a subject of abstinence sitting there, do you think it's acceptable to wear socks with sandals?
Yes.
That's because you're wearing them like that.
No, this is a slider.
Yes, but it's still like would you wear the socks with a sandal? You would.
Yeah.
So if you saw another male wearing socks, shorts and sandals,
I'm fine with that. I think just wear what you want. Don't think about anyone else. I think socks and sandals is fine. Loads of people wear socks and sliders. If you were wearing strappy sandals,
so this is the line. This is where the line comes in.
With a sock,
a thong sandal with socks.
No, that's a bit odd.
Yeah, exactly. So where's the line?
Because the bit goes in between your toes.
Yes.
And the sock, that's a bit odd. But if you were wearing strappy sandals with socks, I'd find that weird. But I don't know. I don't really I guess in the UK, loads of people, certainly sports people, wear socks and sliders before they do sport and things like that.
You're just reminding me of when you went out to one of the local hawkers wearing the local football shirt, and he wore some fake Gucci sliders and some socks, and people actually thought that you played for that area and asked for a photograph.
It's like a sports thing. If you're going for a run, say you've got a journey in the car, you've got your sliders on, you've got your socks on. When you get there, you put your running shoes on and you do them up. It's kind of this sports thing, I think. I think maybe.
But you're not about to do anything right now, and you're.
No, I don't know why. I don't know.
Okay, so you think
I think it's fine.
You think it's actually fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got another one for you.
Okay.
This is a bit of a bigger one.
Do you think that's fine?
I think it's fine if your feet are cold and you're inside and you want to wear socks. So what I do with them.
Yeah,
but I would never wear my socks and sandals out.
Yeah,
I think
in
the house I'd wear them like slippers.
Yeah,
like I'd wear my socks.
I'd
my
say,
feet
yeah,
get
female
cold.
wise, maybe not.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Please comment down below what you think.
Yeah, let us know.
Is it
and
acceptable for
sandals?
males to wear socks and sandals? Because I still don't think it is.
Okay.
Right, my next on the line situation, and it's something that I heard earlier, and I was like, oh, I don't know where I am on the line of this because my children are older. Do you think it's acceptable when you go to a shop to consume a part of a drink or a food as you're going around the shop and pay for the wrapper as you finish?
Yes, I think that's fine.
You think it's fine?
I used to do that as a kid all the time.
Yeah, well, we used to do that with the
And
children.
then you end up like having a full-on meal deal as you're shopping. Like,
Have you done that?
I've done loads, yeah.
At what age did this stop for you? Would you do that now?
I wouldn't do it now because
So where's the line? Where's the age bracket
I
that
don't
is
know. I think there's an
acceptable?
age. I think when you're a kid and you're with your parents, like, and you have like, you know, you want to give them a little snack.
I don't think it's acceptable.
You've done it.
Yeah, with babies.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Give 'em a
there's
little,
an age.
Give them a little snack, keep them
Yeah.
occupied, and then pass me the wrapper. We'll
But
pay
I
at the
think
end.
the age limit is about 5.
However,
like
one time-
right now, I would not let Bella. I'd tell her that she
Yeah.
has to wait.
Yeah, maybe.
So what age are you talking about? 19.
I'm talking about maybe 10.
You've definitely rounded that down when you realised I said Bella
I
wouldn't be
will
allowed to do
confess,
it.
one time when I was younger, I did eat some snacks and shoved the packaging in the aisle.
So you didn't pay for
Yeah.
it. So you're actually a thief.
And maybe a drink.
You're a thief.
Yeah, I am. I confess.
Basically,
It was many years ago. when I
there
was a
is
kid.
no line for you.
There's no line.
And theft.
It's like
in
I just
shops.
walk in and think, this is a buffet.
Yeah, but that's
Off you go.
No, you're way like I am at the point of I think the line definitely is that if you've got a young child
Yeah.
or if you're absolutely dehydrated
Yeah.
to the max and
Yeah.
you're about to collapse.
What about if you're 35 and you're dehydrated to the max and you're going to collapse?
Well, I did it the other day where I had a sip and I did that.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you've done it recently?
No.
Did you pay for it?
No, I did it in Vietnam and your card got ate by the bank machine. I
Oh.
got stuck in the chemist.
Yeah. And
So that's a classic example. I had a drink.
You'd had a drink
Yeah.
before paying for it.
Yes.
And the card won't work.
Yes.
We didn't have a card.
No, yeah, and yeah. You did. You were.
I had to run back.
Yes. It was terrible.
Yeah.
So just to just say that story, I had a drink of this. It was really hot in Vietnam. I had a drink of this water in the chemist, and you went to go get some cash out because they could only pay cash.
Yeah, they wouldn't take card. They'd just take cash.
Yes.
I ran to go get the cash out. It swallowed my bank card.
Yes, because it was metal.
And you were
so
stood,
you pay extra to have a metal card because
And
you
it-
think it's cool.
It sucked it up.
Yeah.
And
You had to come back and get my card and go get
you
the money
were
out.
left
with the free
with
children.
the products that you've already
Yes.
consumed
Yes.
and couldn't pay for it.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Luckily, we had another bank card, but it was a
So
whole
that's
drama.
a line. If you're you're dehydrated, you're allowed a drink. But you definitely are not allowed to eat a meal deal as a
Have a meal deal.
10-year-old
Have
and
a-
put the package back and not pay for it.
Have
That
a-
is theft.
No, yeah. Don't put the package shoved down an aisle and hide it like you haven't had it, okay? You will get caught in this day and age. Back then, I was a young kid, free and easy.
Don't
no
know what they
problems.
do up in Leeds,
But,
but that definitely isn't what you do in the East Midlands.
But I think it's all right. You know, crack around, have a meal deal, pay for it at the end, no problem. If your mum is on a long shop and she takes the mick, like my mum used to take about 5 hours to walk around the supermarket looking at every item on every shelf, and you get hungry and bored, have a meal deal, pay for it at the end.
Okay. Anyway, comment down below. What do you think
Let us
on
know.
that?
What
I
do you
think
think?
I'm definitely correct. There's an age limit, and I think a baby, toddler, fair enough.
Or
You
a
wanna keep
35-year-old dehydrated woman.
in
You're
Vietnam.
absolutely fine. So there we go. Let us know where your line is down in the comments.
Because our line is definitely not aligned. Just saying, we're on different sides of that line.
We really hope you've enjoyed this podcast. It's our first one back, so bear with us. We're just getting the ball rolling again, and we really want to bring you one episode every single week. If you're not subscribed, please make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube or give us a follow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. In the next episode, we're going to be going through all of our American experiences, so stay tuned for that. But for now, it's goodbye from us. We will see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.